a fresh storm has erupted in Washington, centered on new allegations that reach the highest levels of Congress. A woman recently came forward claiming victimization by the network of financial predator Jeffrey Epstein and his close associate Ghislaine Maxwell, and she names none other than Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, as the official blocking key steps to expose what she says are years of hidden abuse. Although Epstein died in 2019, his operation appears far from over. According to the account, his trafficking empire lives on through sealed court records and an archive of evidence no one dared to release. The new victim says that these files, which allegedly contain names, photographs, and possibly even video recordings of powerful men complicit in the abuse, are being held hostage by political maneuvering. This all came into focus after the publication of the memoir Nobody's Girl by the accuser Virginiagiuffre and journalist Amy Wallace. In the book, Giuffre details how she was trafficked to dozens of influential men. She claims Epstein and Maxwell once demanded she carry a child for them, and later coerced her into handing over that child. The experience left deep trauma. Shortly after finishing the manuscript, Giuffre died by suicide. Following the book's release, demands soared for transparency. Activists and survivors say the so-called Epstein files must be unsealed. But that's where Speaker Johnson comes in. The House cannot vote to unseal the documents, as long as Arizona Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva remains unsworn. Johnson has refused to swear her in, citing the government shutdown. Critics say, but others view it as a ploy to keep the records locked away. Arizona. Attorney General Chris Mays and Grijalva have filed a lawsuit accusing Johnson of intentionally delaying her seating to protect the powerful from being exposed. When pressured by reporters, Johnson attempted to deflect blame onto others, including former House leaders. Yet the connections appeared weak to even veteran journalists. The files are said to include far more than court transcripts. Investigators believe hidden cameras in Epstein's Manhattan townhouse and his private island captured powerful men in compromising acts. That evidence allegedly served as blackmail, binding public figures in a web of silence. If the files were ever released, the names of hundreds could emerge, exposing how blackmail, politics, and money intertwined. At the same time, Donald Trump reappears in this story. Once a public friend of Epstein and also of Maxwell, Trump was often seen with them at Mar-a-Lago and in public photos. He even said after Maxwell's arrest, "I wish her well." While in office, Trump promised to release the Epstein files, but his administration oversaw the sealing of key evidence. Since then, he has remained silent, and critics say it is because the files implicate allies, including himself.
Virginia
in a
was
recent broadcast,
at least a
Amy
dozen,
Wallace
if not
revealed how the system designed to protect Epstein's victims
So those
failed
guys are
them.
walking around.
Victims reported to the FBI, made statements, and submitted names, yet no action followed. The file trove still exists, she says, but justice has not. A panelist captured the moment perfectly. This didn't die with Epstein. It's alive and well in our culture. Epstein's network, she argued, was not just the work of one man. It was a system of money, secrecy, and control that linked politics, finance, and intelligence. The reason so many people in power are terrified of these files is exactly what the files contain. Now the question becomes, who is Speaker Johnson protecting? If he is indeed blocking Grijalva's vote to stop the release, he could be complicit in justice being obstructed on behalf of child traffickers. Every day the files remain sealed. The victims are silenced again. Every hour, Johnson delays. The predators breathe easier. And while Johnson hides behind procedural excuses, Trump continues to feign ignorance, while his fingerprints are all over this. He once used "release the files" as a campaign slogan, but critics say it was empty theater, designed for applause, not accountability. Meanwhile, his allies work to keep the same files buried. The same party that claims to defend family values is protecting rapists and abusers. The same leaders who shout about law and order refuse to apply it to themselves. And the man who promised truth built a fortress of silence around one of the darkest crimes in American history. But silence doesn't last forever. Giuffre's final words, written in pain, have become a rallying cry for justice. Across the country, people are listening. The movement to release the Epstein files is growing. Hashtags like releaseepsteinfiles and justiceforvirginia are spreading. Activists, journalists, and even former law enforcement officers are demanding that Congress stop protecting predators. Johnson's excuses are running out of time. The lawsuit from Arizona is gaining traction. If the courts force the vote, the walls protecting Epstein's clients could finally collapse. What lies inside those files could destroy careers, maybe entire political parties. It could expose how Wall Street money, government contracts, and human trafficking were intertwined. That's why the fear is so acute. But fear should never outweigh justice. The American people deserve the truth. The victims deserve peace. And the world deserves to know which leaders sold their souls to Epstein's empire. Johnson's cowardice is not leadership. Trump's silence is not strength. And political loyalty is no excuse for protecting evil. This is the moment for every citizen to decide. Stand with the predators or stand with the victims. Choose the comfort of ignorance or the discomfort of truth. Because truth is coming, whether Congress allows it or not.